Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So it looks like we're getting a new rating system. Stay tuned. Good morning out there in Tennis Spin YouTube land. Morning Cup of Joe, sponsor of the day is, it's my buddy Torek. You know, Torek's been with me since the beginning. He was one of the first people that sent me a question, and we corresponded, wound up actually becoming good friends with him. So, Torek, thank you for the cup of Joe. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the coffee. Torek actually writes, Harry, enjoy the caffeine. Cheers. Thank you, my buddy. And thank you for sticking with me for, over 2 years now. It's been over 2 years. If you want to be my coffee sponsor of the day, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thank you all in advance. All right. Working on that Zenith blend again. All right. So interesting email this morning that I got from Australia. Now, I guess there's a new rating system, and my man wanted me to know, or wanted my opinion on what I thought of it. So let me read you the question here. Okay. In Australia, Tennis Australia has introduced UTR, Universal Tennis Rating for competition tennis. It's not without controversy. Players withdrawing from tournaments, practicing their rating. People don't travel long distances to tournaments. Now, the U.S. Tennis Association has introduced same thing, ITF-WTN, World Tennis Number. What do you think? What is your take? Will one system win out? Regards, Andrew Peterson. Oh, Andrew, yeah, it's a tricky thing with these numbers. I hear it a lot when we have a bunch of junior high performance kids in our system, and I hear a lot about more defaults now, people withdrawing because their number is in jeopardy. They don't want to lose the big number by losing, or sometimes even being in the middle of a match and they're not feeling it. They know they're going to go down and they're like, withdraw, right? So rather than lose the regular way with scores, you withdraw and you don't affect your rating. Is that fair? Right? I'm going to grab Coach Peter Bartlett from the USF Dons, who knows a lot more about this stuff, and we're going to go over the rating system a little bit more and have his thoughts on this and where we're going with it, and if there will be changes or if this is kind of the 1.0 of this new system. All right, so let's grab Peter. All right, guys, so I called out the ratings expert here, Coach Peter Bartlett from USF. Coach Peter, what do you think is all this?
Well, I think that you, with any system, I think at some point some people are gonna figure out how to find loopholes in that system. So I think what you're seeing with the UTR piece currently is you are, whether it be in Australia or whether it be in the United States or wherever the UTRs are consistently being played, you will see some form of manipulation of that. What that means is that in this case, some junior players may not want to play against either a higher rated UTR player or a lower rated UPR player in order to benefit their own rating. So you are seeing some of that in this particular case. It talks a little bit about the geographic locations in Australia, but I think that's also valid in other countries. So what you are getting is some avoidance of competition in order to benefit their UTR number. That's basically at the fundamentals of that particular thing.
Now, what about this struggle between, UTR's kind of been around for 20 years now or so, and then now UTR came in, and in America, they've been kind of going head to head against the USTA, and then now we're adding a third leg of a rating system from the ITF. What's going on there now?
Yeah, I think that's the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, coming in and kind of recognizing that they would like to be, the main dog here. And so they've created the World Tennis Number, and that is a competing entity number or rating system to that UTR. And obviously each country had their own rating system. So this again is something that's again similar to UTR, is marrying all the countries regardless of where you play. You would have a World Tennis Number. That number starts at 40 and goes all the way to number 1. But really at the foundation of it is, it's probably a loss of business because UTR has become more popular, not just in the United States, but also throughout the world. Many players are recognizing that. And so I think it's just a slash back, obviously, with the World Tennis Number and the ITF trying to gather back an opportunity. So they're, in a sense, going to each country association, and trying to align with them. In the case of the United States, they've aligned with the USTA for this World Tennis Number. So some of the tournament ratings and seedings will be done off the World Tennis Number rather than the UTR metrics. So that's what's happening, I believe, there.
Oh, interesting. So the ITF is partnering with the USTA.
Partnering.
I see.
And not just the USTA, probably different country associations, whatever that is in that particular country. And that's their foot into the door. And then with that, the stronger association with using that rating system versus the UTR, or they will be side by side and you pick. But I would say that, it's a little bit of we'll see what happens. It is just probably bubbling up, as I mentioned, right now. And we'll see what that adoption cycle looks like for both of these entities.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like on the golf side of it, you got the Live Tour trying to compete against the PGA, and now we got the ITF with the USTA competing against the UTR.
Yep.
Is there going to be a winner or a loser, or what's going on?
I think that's the thing. As we say, competition usually makes something a bit stronger, so that's probably what we can associate this light as, right, at this point. But it'll be very interesting to see how it does play out, whether they, who in a sense wins that, right, and what gets adopted or used a bit stronger. I think UTR currently, most people are recognizing that worldwide a bit more right now. Especially with the college coaches, I would say that that's being used a bit more. The World Tennis Number still has a little bit more ways to go. We just don't quite know what those metrics look like yet.
Okay. So could we as players have to kind of adapt to both, wouldn't we? Because we have a world number, and then we play in UTR tournaments. USTA is a big part of what tennis in America is. So don't we all kind of have to live together in a way?
Yeah. And I think that's the complication. That's why this is actually a really good question, to kind of address, is because I think it is all happening right now. And I think it caused a bit of confusion this year on the junior cycle when kids were signing up for these tournaments because they didn't know what the World Tennis Number was yet. And so now that information is just coming out right now as to what that is, and then more formulated plans are probably to be seen in the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't we all just get along? It's all about the money, ain't it, guys? I want to thank my man, Coach Peter Bartlett, for hanging out with me today. And guys, it's just the beginning of the battle. Hopefully, in a year or two, we'll see what happens. Hopefully everybody just, combines efforts and, make it easier for everybody. Wouldn't that be the best thing?
Just get along.
Exactly. Thank you, Coach Peter.
Yep,
All
absolutely.
right, guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Sky, great playing today, man.
Thanks. Good hitting.
Oh, thank you.
My arm doesn't feel right.
Uh-oh. Interesting. I got something. Hang on. See? I don't feel a thing.
Wow. My arm doesn't feel a thing. Feels great.
See? I told you.
All right, Harry. One more shot. I'm going to go real big. This is great.